channel. On today's video, we are going to be working on a 1998 Jeep Wrangler. One of my buddies bought this, and pretty typical for Ohio Jeep, the frame's bad. So what we're going to be working on today is we're going to be patching some of the frame spots. So pretty much on every Jeep from Ohio, you got some bad rust spots right before the hoop comes up on the rear part of the frame. Pretty typical that you'll see that this part here will be pretty messed up. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some patches in today's video and kind of show you how to fix this. If you guys live in any sort of a climate where there's going to be snow and salt on the roads, I can almost guarantee you that if you're buying a Wrangler, it's either going to be already fixed or it's going to have this issue. Another common problem is going to be the transmission pan. So a lot of these bolts rust through and will drop through the frame. This one's already been fixed, so we're not even going to look at this today. The previous owner already put nuts and everything on the bottom here. Another common spot is over on the passenger side, right in the front. This section can get pretty bad too. I've seen this get really bad, but on this Jeep it's not too bad. So one of the best ways to prevent this from happening is going through and drilling in your frame to allowing everything to drain out, and constantly washing it out to get all the salt and grime that's been sitting in there, to prevent it from rusting from the inside out. So today we're going to kind of clean everything up, get everything cut out that's bad, and weld in and form up new material, and try to get this frame patched up the best we can. All right, guys, hope you guys enjoy. So we want to try to get all the dirt out so that when I go to weld, it doesn't create frosting from the inside. Trying to get it as clean as we can. Alright guys, so what I'm working on here is just getting it laid out. The frame is actually 2.5 inches wide, so we're gonna go over to the farm and we're gonna bend this up over there, and then I'm gonna notch these out so that I can kind of wrap it the best that I can. I've done a handful of these, and every time that I've tried to make it look like I haven't been there, it's always weaker than what it should be. So instead of trying to cut this out and piece fit in pieces, I'm just making braces. We live in Ohio, so there's no way that you're going to have a Jeep frame that hasn't been fixed or isn't like this. So we're going to do the best that we can to get this thing braced up so that we can take this thing on the trail without having any issues. right, so when I'm welding on these frames like this that are pretty rusted out, I like to kind of just tack it. Once you get a bead going and you get it really hot, it'll just blow through. So I do like just tacking in an instance like this. right, guys, sorry for the light. We're kind of trapped back here. The brake got kind of trapped behind some pallets over here at the farm, so we're making do. Not bad. These things are a pretty handy tool to have around your garage. All right, we're gonna go fit this up and see how it works. Another project done. Wasn't too bad. Looked worse than what it actually was. I do want to give a shout out to Hypertherm. I finally got to play with their new sink setup. All in all, I wasn't really that impressed when I first got here, but after today, this is the cat's. This is where it's at. So their new thing is their one-piece consumable setup. So no more having multiple pieces laying in your drawer, getting lost, running out of one piece. Everything is just one cartridge now. And it was also very easy because you can adjust your amperage on the fly on the actual torch. So super impressed so far with the new Hypertherm sink setup. Definitely go check it out. I also want to say I've done a lot of these projects. I've tried a lot of different flap wheels. By far the best one that I've ever used is the Cubitron 2. It holds up. I got through this entire project with using one wheel, and I could still take it out, probably do a whole nother Jeep frame with it. So highly suggest getting yourself a couple of these Cubitron wheels. They definitely hold up. So just to kind of go over what we did here, everything came out pretty slick. We ended up getting, we pie cut this out and formed it to kind of fit. It's kind of hard sometimes to weld from the back side, but I should have probably cleaned it up a little bit more. I got a little bit of porosity in some of the spots. We'll probably cut out the circle here just to kind of make it look nice. But this really wasn't all that bad. What took me the most of the time was getting all the gum and debris out of the frame that caused this to happen. We had a small spot back here that we patched up, nothing crazy. And then same thing on the other side. So what I suggest is don't undercoat your frame. So a lot of times the undercoat encapsulates all the moisture and rots it from the inside out. What I would suggest is using black fluid film. I'm a huge fan of that stuff. Just take a screwdriver and scrape all the loose debris off, and then take some black fluid film and spray it all, and it'll look like black spray paint, but it'll keep everything from rusting further and from any further damage from rotting from the inside out. I would try to get inside all the frame and everything else. You definitely want to, in order to prevent this from happening, you want to go through and drill out frames on the bottom of the, drill out holes in the bottom of the frame so that the water can drain out, and then use these ports here to try to clean the frame out as best you can. This is a very common thing with Jeeps. It seems like they got it right in about 2003 when the Rubicon came out, where I think they started to dip their frames. But this is a common problem. It's definitely fixable. I wouldn't be too afraid of tackling something like this. Now, obviously, if it's completely gone, that's a whole nother story. But this one was definitely salvageable. So I hope you guys liked the video, and please don't hesitate to put any comments below, and don't forget to click the subscribe button. Thank you.